So, Mark, Innisfil's kicking ass too.
Yeah, that's good. That's Civil County's done a great job across the board with positive transactions, right? So that's, are they going to be year to date in line? Or are they still down a bit?
Let me check. I'll share because you know last year was really bad. So even though the numbers are a little bit better, it's still not great, but at least we're moving in a positive direction for a change.
Right. We're seeing more transactions. So that is positive. Is it the right inventory? Buyers coming back, feeling more confident. There's many pieces to that puzzle.
Look at this one.
52%. That's huge. So let's
So
put the
last year 29 sales, this year 61. We're up 52%.
Yep.
And we're actually over last year's numbers. We're 6% over.
Wow. Transactions. Good. Good.
And the average price, well, is higher too, but who knows? That's
That's just the mix of the inventory that is sold, right? That's not a relative good gauge to gauge the market, right? It's going to fluctuate if we see some higher priced properties sell or we see more lower priced properties sell. And that market down there is, really a million and above. That's where the bulk of the inventory is down there. So don't get too excited on that, right?
well,
But
what I do like is the actives 280, 359.
yeah.
Like it's still 22% more than last year, but
Hmm.
if you look at different months, like we were at least close to 100 over, and now we're not.
Well, highest month September, but not really that much. 70, 80. I mean, at the highest, but the inventories are kind of in line. It's gone down a bit, but I mean, it's gone down because it's the time of year, right?
Hmm.
We're seeing people, we're seeing cancellations. We're seeing that we're not expired listings coming out, not being renewed. We may see them come back in the spring if they're
Hmm.
serious, right? So yeah, but the inventory is still up 22%.
Hmm.
Bit of product still. So I'll be anxious to see where the numbers came in. And before we do that, if anyone's looking for more information on home valuation, clicker links in the top part of our description, or maybe there's a buyer out there that wants more information on a certain property. Click the link and we'd be happy to accommodate. So let's see what the inventory is.
Perfect. Well, this is what's kind of interesting to me, Mark. We have between five and 600. We have seven active. This is freeholds, right?
Mhm.
Two sales. Last year, two sales.
Yeah, there's no product anyway, but yep.
Between six and seven, 15 active.
Hmm.
Only one sold, four last year. So
Maybe
we're
the,
actually down 75%.
and there's not a lot of product in those ranges. We can tell by the numbers too, right?
Well, these 15 must be terrible.
Well,
Um, 7 to 800, 34 actives, eight sales last year, only two, up 75%.
hmm. So there's still, there's 4 months of inventory. And
Yeah.
we're seeing a lot of inventory in that range in general in other markets in the community too.
Yeah.
I mean, our Barrie, we're
Yeah.
seeing that 7, 8 range have a lot of product and low sales.
Yeah. So eight to nine, eight sales again, 33 sales,
Hmm.
or sorry, 33 active, three sales. So up 63%.
Hmm.
Nine to a million, 11 sales this year, 10 last year,
Hmm.
35 active. So we're up 1%. It's like nothing.
Hmm.
Look at this one. Baby, baby, baby. Over a million, 25 sales, only seven last year, 72% up.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. And that's a high range. We usually don't see that number. So kind of good to see it, right? And that's the bulk of the inventory as we look, it outweighs almost everybody. There's the market right there, over a million.
Yeah.
This this is really not much. Of all the ranges, you know, the over a million out has more product in it, all of them combined. So that's the makeup of the community. But we're not used to seeing 25 sales in a month
No, we're
in a
not.
long time. So, and
I'm
there's
going
a
to just check Barrie.
still
See, over a million in Barrie, 143, so more inventory and only 11 sales.
Yeah, yeah,
And in Innisfil, we're at 138 and 25 sales.
yeah, yeah. That's good. It's good.
It's good,
Well,
eh?
yeah, let's see what happens in the new year. I mean, there's not much going on now, right? We can see it in the board when we see the listings and we can see the sales. Yeah, we're still gonna do some numbers. I'm sure we'll beat last year because December's been pretty decent weather for the most part, but
Okay.
the
I check today for the first 11 days,
Mhm,
compare this year to last year.
mhm.
We're exactly the same.
Same. So that's good.
38.
Yeah, so that's good. And the Bank of Canada took the prime down 50 basis points. Big move, you know. So let's see what happens in the new year with those buyers feeling more confident, maybe. But then unemployment numbers, like I don't follow Canada's financials very much or news too much, but a friend of mine was saying unemployment rate 6.8%. It's gone up a lot. So, you know, so and economy's slowing. I'm glad they lowered it. I'm glad for rate holders today that can, breathe a little easier. That's going to save some
Only
money.
the variable rate.
Right. The fixed rates haven't gone up because as we discussed
They
this.
haven't gone down. The fixed rates aren't going down. And
No,
I was telling you, I was talking to Rob the other day, today, and he said yesterday it went up again. The fixed rate is not going down.
bond yields have been strong. They've been teetering very strong.
Yeah.
I watch those a lot. So they have been. So they're up again today, right? So, I think they're going to be volatile for some time. I don't know. Wait and see. I thought they might have actually lowered today because US had the CPI today and it came in line. So I thought, okay, should see the bond yields go down and to say how much they went up. They're over the last couple of days. So that's what fixed rates are tied to for the
Yes.
news. So
The variable rate's tied to the Bank of Canada rate. So my mortgage, because I'm variable, keeps going down.
yeah.
And for the first time in a long time, like Rob said, the variable's actually going to go below the fixed soon, or is. So
Take up more. Yeah, it's gonna take some. Yeah, soon. Yeah, soon. We'll expect another one. When's the next announcement?
he said January it's happening again.
Mm, that'd
That's
be
what he
interesting.
told me today. I'm going to check.
Yeah, check in. And so we're going to be gauging the economy too, and a lot on how these Christmas sales, retail sales have came out in the fourth quarter and earnings, right? So what are these retailers going to
January
report?
29th.
So in a month and a half away, what's the state of the economy? We're going to gauge that, you know, this January, February is going to play some crucial months in the real estate game, I think. I really do, and see if these rates, if they bond yields teeter, you know, retail sales, where's the growth? I don't know if it's going to be good. Does that mean the consumer's going to cut back more? I don't know, right? But we know our economy is slowing. But I didn't think the Feds were going to do that. And the dollar's been crap too against the American dollar. Holy Christ. So,
Yeah, I was watching another one of those little Instagram videos, and there was another agent in Barrie who, there was a debate about BMO. I think there was two or three banks that thought they were going to go 0.25, and then two or three that thought they were going to go 0.50,
yeah.
a half a percentage. And I think because nothing is really picking up, like really, okay, Mark, the sales are up a little bit, but it's still shit compared to what we should be.
But the viewers shouldn't take this and get all excited about this. There's still an abundance of inventory on the market, right? And I
Yeah.
really believe the pricing is still wrong for a lot of it. Where's it? Are we going to see an increase in demand? I think we'll see increased demand, but I just don't think it's going to push prices as up and up. I just don't think that. Yeah, I think there's too many other variables right now in this.
Yeah, well, it's not. I mean,
It's
right
not.
now I'm seeing a lot more negotiating and some that have been sitting on the market for a while, selling, but they've like Gadwell and there's a bunch that I've been kind of watching and they started at like 679, 669, then they went to 649. Now they're at 639 or 29 and they're going, right? Like they're
Right,
going.
right, right, right. In certain, especially in the lower range, we're seeing some okay sales out of there, but still in the 7 and 8 range, there's a lot of product there. That's a
Hmm.
very competitive range. So for seller today, should really, think of listing in the new year, should really take a look at what's listed. Don't look now because there's no sense. But as
Yeah.
you get closer, start watching the product, start watching the market. I got clients all the time sending me, hey, what about this listing? What about that listing? Steady. That's
Hmm.
what I think a seller needs to do to see where the pricing is and say, wow, go to House Stigma, look for some solds, get educated in the market.
Well, another thing that's kind of driving me crazy right now, I have a few buyers and I want to throw this out there to people. They're watching listings, right?
Yeah.
That they liked or they saw. I showed a couple of them, and they're saying, "Well, we would like that. Like we like that house, but we would like to pay way less." And it was saying the high sevens. Now it's at the very low sevens. They reduced the price. Okay, well, watch it and see, and let me know what goes on with it. So what happens now that they've lowered the price? It gets an offer,
It
and
falls on
now it gets another offer. So now there's two
yeah.
offers. My client says, "Well, what are the offers?" Okay, Mark, we can't tell you what the offers are because we don't know because they're not allowed to tell us what the amounts of the offers are.
Well,
Okay?
they are if the seller gives that direction.
Well, they didn't. Okay?
Right. Right. And that's mainly 99% of them are not.
Right. My point is, if you like something and you're willing to pay, even if it's lower, then you should be going forward, throwing an offer in, and if they don't accept it, fine. But now they've lost like three houses in a row.
Yeah.
Okay, because let's wait to see what somebody else does. And then they're selling cheaper, Mark. They're
Yeah.
actually selling for what they would have paid.
Yeah. Then I don't think that's a serious buyer then. That's what I would say. Right. They're falling in love with the house and great, keep an eye on it, it comes down, and then they're saying, well, I'll keep an eye. They fall out of love with it pretty quick. They're not serious. They're not serious buyers. So are they
Yeah.
buyers that are going to wait around to see if the market's going to drop? Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
right? We have serious buyers and we have non-serious buyers. We have
Mm-hmm.
serious sellers, we have non-serious sellers. That's
Mm-hmm.
just the game we're in, right? And like, it comes down to what someone is willing to pay for your house. And you got no offers and something comes in, I'd say work with it. Try
I
your
get well, yeah, that's what happened to me in on my Innisfil listing, right? Like if it's sitting there long enough and an offer comes in, you got to try to do something. So
right.
for people that are out there looking, if it's listed at 780 and you say, "Well, I would pay 725, but I wouldn't pay any more." Give it a shot. Cause I'm seeing some of them sell for those, Mark. It's
But
happened three or four times now.
yeah, it can. But if that 780 property was priced properly, and let's just say for shits and giggles it is, probably not going to get it for 725. But if
No,
it's mispriced, and an agent can figure out the valuation, that ain't worth 780. It's probably worth seven and a quarter, 735. Let's take a stab at it. You might get lucky.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen it and you're right. Like the one that I'm talking about now that just got multiple offers yesterday or the day before, it was a gong show inside.
Right.
It was a 2+1 bedroom bungalow
Mhm.
and like the inside, it needed flooring throughout. It needed updated in the kitchens, updated bathrooms. Like you're
It's
not
a lot of
getting
money.
close to 800. Like this thing, everything was needed.
Yeah, you're not. You're not.
So I told them if you're willing to pay, in the sevens or what, you know what I mean? You should try it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
they
know.
didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it. And I know. And
And then you've had it happen, and then it sells for what they would have paid, and they freak out.
yeah.
You've
Well,
had that, right?
I've had it, and that's the way it goes. But again, it comes down to the buyers aren't serious,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're not serious. The buyers that's really serious are the ones that continue to look at house stigma and continually send me texts on from realtor. What about this? Those are serious buyers to me.
Mhm.
I have a sheet in front of me here that I went through before we did the video. Half of them aren't serious. Have reached out. I'm going, when's the last time I touched them? I'm looking through it, looking through it. It's been a while. Haven't heard back. They're not serious. They're not serious. They may reach back later. They may not reach back. I don't know. But the motivation right now on a lot of people, okay, well, it's Christmas time. It isn't there. And that's, but that's the game we play though, too, right? We get all kinds of information coming at us, all kinds of leads coming at us. Maybe they're just information gathering right now. But just be upfront and say, hey, I'm not ready to buy right now, but I want to get educated on the market. Can you help me get educated on the market?
I've had a couple do
Yeah,
that.
right. I can get you educated on it real
Yeah.
quick. What's
Yeah.
your budget? What are you looking for? Here's what's selling. Whatever. Like, it's not hard. Watch our videos. We do these videos, 4 or 5. We're doing probably, 13 videos a month, going over market information, going over what's coming up, from our daily life as an agent and passing this education on.
Well, one thing that I don't like, and I tell people right away, if you call me today and ask me what your house is going to be worth in the spring, I
Yeah,
don't
we
know, Mark.
can't give that evaluation. We
No,
can tell you what it is now.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, can't tell you next month.
Yeah, and I got into the
More.
trouble. Well, I got in the trouble in Innisfil when I went in February, March. There was a bit of an uptick, and I did evaluation, and I told him, like, luckily I had a witness there. I had somebody else there because I must have said at least 4 times, listen, I can tell you right now, but I can't. If you're not going to be ready till September, I don't know what the market's going to do. It changes.
Evaluation is what it is right that day. It can change in a month.
It could change in 2 weeks, a week. So, like, if you're not serious and you're not motivated to do anything, then don't even bother now. Do it, get those kind of that information when you're actually ready to do something because the information isn't relevant.
It's not because it's relevant for a short period of time, right? But I
Yes.
believe that reach out and ask questions, what's selling, what's driving the market, where's the inventory numbers? What should I be looking at realistic time to sell my home? What's the sale price to list price? We can go on and on and on. Yeah, get educated that way. I encourage sellers to get
Mm,
educated, knowing what's going on in the market. And because we see it, these numbers that we talk about month over month, they don't lie. We can go through 20 of those listings in that 1 million over range and show them that bang, they've been listed for several months. That happens. Pricing isn't right.
hmm
Small people can qualify for that over range. Now it's getting better. It is getting better. 50 basis points. Is it going to drive demand next year? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's more. It is, but I don't can't sit here today and say, get ready, sellers. The prices are going up. I can't say that. No way.
Well, nobody can. And I mean, in this industry,
Inventory
nobody can.
got lower. Yes, we could say, inventory is really low. And let's just say, okay, those ones we did 25 and there's only say, I don't know, 35
Listings.
active listings. Oh yeah, they're on fire.
Hmm.
Got less than a month's inventory. Then we can say, yeah. But when we got that much, we got 6 months of inventory. Mm-mm.
Nothing's on fire.
Nothing's on fire. Nothing's on fire. Right?
No.
So
And
we
I just get frustrated with people that, like, I don't mind talking to people and helping people out, but they have to understand and be realistic that the market changes on a continual basis. And I can tell you one thing right now, and in January it means nothing. You could call me back and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's multiple offers and stuff's going crazy." Like it, it frustrates me because
don't
if
let
you're
it.
not motivated, what are you doing? Like for me, I'm not going to go and start looking at cars, okay? And test driving cars if I'm not buying a bloody car.
No, no, but I think yes, yes, there's some time wasters out there, but I also think there's the majority of people who are reaching out to agents in general are looking for information. They're looking for what is the market doing, right? What should I expect as a buyer? What can I get for I have a budget of 750? and let's just say it's an in-ground pool in the backyard, double car garage, finished basement with a walkout. Not in Barrie, you're not in Innisfil, not in Simcoe County, you're not. But I encourage people to reach out to professionals and ask them the questions because, how much education are they getting? I don't know. We get some
Well, I
crazy.
think
I love
everybody's
answering
on.
crazy questions because that means
I
we
think.
don't know. And let's educate you.
Well, I think everybody's on Realtor, House Sigma, or Zolo.
They are, but a lot aren't too, right? I got clients that live on it. They're sending me texts every day.
Oh, me too.
Send them to me.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I'm going, yeah, one was on Brushwood. Mark sent it over. Said, yeah, I showed a couple months ago. It's been listed forever. I think it's at 949 now. Layout's wrong. Layout's cut up. Great street. Home's got good curb appeal. Layout is skewed. It's not a 949. They've tested the market. That's probably been on shit 4 months,
Hmm.
maybe longer. Whoa, it's a long time.
Well,
Prices are
my
showing up.
son's on House Sigma. He was sending me stuff on House Sigma. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm really big on the transparency, and I think it's that the general public can at their fingertips look at souls in a certain area and find out history and all. I think it's great.
Yeah, everything's
I
right
do.
there. Yeah, everything's there. And my thing is that, like I said, I don't mind helping people out, but I don't like when I get called on it 3 months later. Well, you said you could get this for my house.
Yeah, but you got to go in there saying, you know what, this evaluation's today. This,
You
maybe
know
the
what,
next
Mark?
hey,
I did that.
not going to be
I
it's gonna be a new
I
evaluation.
listen, I did that, and I had a friend refer me as an agent. So she was there and she was sitting right there. And she said, Diane, you told him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I know.
They hear what they want to hear, Mark.
Yeah, well, it happens, right?
Oh, it
But
happened. It's happened to me
but
lots of times.
you can say, you know what, that's not the market here anymore, and now it's 6 months away. Here's the new market numbers, and here's the comparables that have sold. Here's what we should be listed at, not 40 or 50K over and saying, well, I think the market's gone up. You just showed them that it hasn't gone up.
Oh, I sent him all that. I sent him sales because all kinds of stuff was popping up, right?
I would have taken the listing. That's me. And if
Well, I
it's sold,
sold it.
lots of commission.
I sold it.
It's okay. Right. But it took 4 or 5 months to sell or whatever at the
Well, it
price
sold it
lower.
it took just over three. I listed it in September, and he didn't get what he wanted.
But here's the question. He didn't get what he wanted. Okay. But I bet if that property was better priced, let's just say it was better priced from the get-go, that seller would have got more. He would have.
He might have.
Probably. If you would have put that at 699 September, I think you would have probably got it.
Maybe, but that one's a little bit tricky because it's an estate sale, and we have to, with a power sale or an estate sale, you
Okay.
can't underprice it. You can get sued, right?
Yeah, but you give an evaluation. You give an evaluation. I do. I just did a state. So here's what the valuation is. Executor signs off on it. Okay, let's list it. There's no repercussions. You've given them the
Well,
right
there
variable.
I have repercussions because, well, it's the executor is not the heir.
Yeah, well, he's executor, so they make the decisions. So
He
that's
doesn't get the money though. The heirs do.
yeah, but whatever. They have
Yeah,
the
this one was a little bit different. This one was a little bit different because normally in most cases an executor is the heir or is
yeah.
one of the heirs.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
getting part of the money, so it's different. This situation it wasn't. So,
they should still listen to you from the get-go because I think you probably got more.
well, I was fighting I was actually having to go to more than one person to try to get those prices and those
Yeah.
things. That's what I'm saying, right? It
Yeah.
was a little bit more
Yeah. My
difficult.
biggest thing for seller today, I think I'm listing in 2025, list it properly from the get-go. This will not be a market that we saw in 2022 where we can just put the sign up and there's all buyers coming back because they reduced rates again in the new year. It's just not going to be that type of a frenzy. It's still not. I don't think it's going to. I think they gotta, and then it's hard to price things sometimes in that January, February range. We start seeing activity in certain ranges and we see some, lower inventories and we see some, holy cow, they got over list price and there's no product and they're holding off on offers. But I find that little window short-lived as we start seeing more product come available in March or April. That kind of fizzles out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So it is tricky around that time, right? But great transactions in November across Simcoe County, step in the right direction. You know, obviously some home sellers did some reducing to move the properties too high, price it, we need to price it accordingly now, needs to go. We've been trying 4 months or whatever. Now is the time to get it priced so we get an offer. And that's not necessarily giving it away. It's we should have been priced at that from the get-go,
Yeah.
4 months. And we've seen a lot of that in our marketplace.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I told you I've seen a lot of first time buyers right now
Yeah, there's some of them are coming back, right? Some are
with
coming back.
the 30-year AM and with the what else do they get?
They get some tax credits in the land transfer tax too. They save some money, a couple grand.
Yeah.
It's all good. I mean, it's good.
Oh, and if you have an insured mortgage, you get a point below
Yeah,
the stress test.
yeah. So,
Like
so
if like so if the rate was 4.5, if you're insured mortgage, you get 3.5 if you don't put 20% down.
really, eh?
Hmm.
What do you mean? They're reducing it a full point
Hmm.
on insured products?
Mine is.
Really, eh?
I didn't have 20% down because I had another property and stuff going on when I bought this.
Mhm.
So I have a point below.
Really, eh?
Hmm.
Well, good to pass the savings. I think
Hmm.
we've covered this, Phil. I think we've covered some good points. Anybody wants to more information, hit the subscribe button to get notified on all our videos. And got questions? Put them on a comment. We'll get back to you.
Perfect.
Hey, enjoy the night.
You too.
See ya.
Bye bye.